Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. This is the post-game show. The Miami Heat defeated the San Antonio Spurs 128-107 at home in a big bounce-back victory. The Miami Heat crushed the Spurs in that second half, and I actually missed the first quarter. I was actually playing basketball, and so I got home and was able to turn it on during the second quarter. I know the Heat were down by 13 at one point in the first quarter. After that, they went on like a 19-point swing, or more than that. They took a 19-point lead, so it was like a 32-point swing, and the Miami Heat just crushed the Spurs in a much-needed win after the Miami Heat had lost 3 games in a row. This was Jimmy Butler's second game back after his 7-game suspension, and Jimmy looked a little more engaged. His numbers didn't jump off the screen, but he looked a little more active and was facilitating a little bit more. And he played a decent game. I mean, he played 28 minutes and he had 8 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. He was 3 for 7 from the line or the field, 2 for 2 from the line. He had 2 blocks, so a little active on defense. So can't complain. Wasn't a distraction really tonight. And the Miami Heat, like I said, got back into the winning column, which they actually needed. And it was a great all-around team effort. And the big story here is going to be around Bam Adebayo and Kel'el Ware finally getting some minutes. Spoelstra finally went to this tactic of having both the bigs on the floor at the same time. We even saw Bam Adebayo find Kel'el Ware, who was spotted up for 3, and hit that three-pointer. So they're able to spread the floor. Kel'el can hit the 3. Bam kind of can hit the 3, I guess. But they looked really good. We won the rebounding battle, which is huge against the Spurs, 49-43. We win the rebounding battle. We typically win the game. So it was nice to see them play, and Kel'el Ware just dominated off the bench. He actually played 34 minutes, which was the most on the team today. So Tyler got 33 minutes today, and then Terry Rozier played 31 minutes. We can get to him a little bit later, but Kel'el Ware, I mean, was the story of the game, honestly. Like, just crushed it. He was a plus, let me see his plus minus. He was a plus 27 off the bench. 34 minutes, he had 25 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 10 for 19 from the field. By far the most field goal attempts he's had in his career. Only a 1 for 5 from 3, which wasn't great, but still. He was launching those 3-pointers, 4 for 4 from the line, 2 blocks, and 0 turnovers for Kel'el Ware. Like, he looked good. I wish he got a few more rebounds, but he's going up with 2 hands now, securing the rebounds that he can get. And it was great to see Bam Adebayo and Kel'el Ware finally play. Like, Spo finally got his head out of his ass and had this huge lineup. And the next iteration and step will be to have a starting lineup of Tyler, Duncan, Jovic, Bam, and Kel'el. Or not even a starting lineup, but at least a rotation where those 5 guys are on the court together. I saw Terry and Jimmy with Jovic and Ware, or I don't think, was Jovic, Ware, and Bam on the court together at the same time? I don't know. I can't recall, but I know Jovic and Ware obviously have been playing off the bench together. They have some good chemistry, and we got some good assists from Jovic to Kel'el Ware. Of course, he had another alley-oop to Kel'el as he was penetrating, and Kel'el was in the dunker spot, and which was double teamed. So love to see that chemistry develop, but love to see this victory more importantly, because it looked like the Miami Heat were going to come out flat and stale again, which they did in the first quarter. They were down 30-20, but that second quarter, their defense was elite. Their defense was great all day. Finally, well, not all day. I guess that fourth quarter, they took their foot off gas a little bit, and they also had a lot of reserves in the end. But their defense was really good, obviously, compared to the last game where their defense was terrible against the Denver Nuggets. Their offense was good against the Nuggets. Their three-point shooting was crap, but big game defensively for the Miami Heat. They held the Spurs to 11 points in that second quarter. The Heat scored 26 points, and they came out hot in that second quarter. Duncan Robinson had himself a game, but that third quarter was literally quite the complete opposite of the traditional third quarter. The Heat have been better this season compared to the last few in terms of their third quarter performances, but this third quarter was insane for the Miami Heat. They scored 46 points in a quarter, which is the most by far this season in any quarter for the Miami Heat. 46 points, which is insane because the Miami Heat had 46 points at halftime. So they had 20 and 26. They had 46 at half and 46 alone in that third quarter to the San Antonio's 27 points. And that right there was what helped the Miami Heat dominate and blow out the Spurs. They're up by like 26, I think, at most, or somewhere around there. Spurs went on a little run to bring it within 14 in that fourth quarter. They did outscore the Heat 39-36, but the Miami Heat were able to come back with some timely threes from Terry Rozier, Tyler Hero as well. Niko Jovic in that third and fourth quarter hit some three-pointers as well, but Kel'el Ware was just all over the place, literally defensively and offensively, and was stopping those runs. And it was a great game for the Miami Heat. Tyler Hero had a quiet game initially. First quarter was the first time where he didn't score a single point in any game in the first quarter. So 0 points for Hero in the first quarter, but he did end up scoring 18 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 7 for 12, super efficient, 2 for 4 from 3, 2 for 2 from the line, 1 steal, no turnovers. So like just amazing assist to turnover ratio. Tyler obviously picked it up after that first quarter dud and looked great. Duncan Robinson crushed it, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 8 for 12 from the field. Come on, Duncan. We needed that. We needed a Duncan night. Thank you for stepping up and performing. 5 for 7 from 3, and he only had 1 turnover. So Duncan was huge for the Miami Heat. Bam. I mean, he only played 25 minutes, but still. Draymond Green type numbers, as we keep saying, and Heat Nation keeps saying. 6 points, 11 boards, 5 assists. He was only 3 for 9 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3. Did have 1 block, did have 1 steal, had 3 turnovers. Turnovers have been pretty high. Haywood Highsmith is like in and out of this rotation, which is just funny. But he always stays ready. He's always prepared. But he only played 8 minutes. And the last few games, he's been out of this rotation, had a couple points. But again, the bench scoring, they had 71 points off the bench. That's all she wrote right there. That's game, set, match. Kel'el Ware, like I said, 25 and 8, crushed it. Terry Rozier, best game of his season. Third time he's had 20 or more this season in 40 something games, which is insanity. But he looked great. 20 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Finally, look at that, 5 assists. He's been averaging like 2 assists per game, which is just horrendous. 7 for 14 from the field, right? Great, 50%, way above his averages. Here's the kicker: 4 for 5 from 3. Terry Rozier is 4 for 5 from 3, 2 for 2 from the line, 1 steal, and Terry missed 3 freaking layups in that third quarter alone. 2 of them were absolute bunnies. One of them, contested a little bit, but still, if he made those 3 right there, that could have been 26-point game for Terry Rozier. He needs all of the positivity and momentum that he can get. And if Terry can, obviously, he's not going to continue to do this. He's not going to have that much opportunity. But if he can show some glimpses of life and, average 14, 15 points for this Miami Heat off the bench versus the 10 or 11 that he's averaging now, and he's shooting like a putrid 20-something percent from 3, if he can up that average to 35%, give you like 14 points per game, that's going to be huge for this Miami Heat. We need scary Terry in a good way, because Terry has been scary, but scary bad, and huge game for him. So kudos for Terry, obviously stepping up and getting some of his confidence back. So let's see if Stella can get her groove back and continue this on into the next game. Jovic looked great, 24 minutes, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 for 8 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3. He was killing it in that second half. 2 steals. He's looking good and confident. Jaime Jaquez, solid game. He's shooting way better from 3 these last 2 weeks since Jimmy was gone. And now that Jimmy's back, he's still continuing to shoot more effectively from 3. 2 for 2 from 3, 5 for 7 from the field. 12 points, 6 boards, 1 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. So Jaime contributing off the bench. Those 4 guys all in double digits off the bench was one of the big reasons why we won. But the big story, again, like I said, is going to be Spo finally played Kel'el and Bam together. Jimmy tried a little bit harder, even though his stats don't look great. Only shot 7 field goal attempts, but he didn't play in the fourth quarter. And the Heat were up by a lot, so he didn't need to play. Again, Bam, I don't think he even played in that fourth quarter either. He only had 25 minutes. Jimmy played 28. So, but yeah, story of the game. Spo used his size. They won the rebounding battle, and Kel'el is gaining confidence, and he's looking really good. and he's developed and grown a lot. I get why Spo didn't play him initially in the beginning of the season. He did look raw. There's footage we can show you that he wasn't fully ready, but like, who cares at this point? Like, this team is so mediocre that you need to just throw him in the fire, let him develop, and get these reps. These NBA minutes are important for him, and he's only going to get more confident. He's 20 years old, so happy to see that. Next step: Jovic, Bam, and Ware on the court at the same time. Throw in a Tyler, throw in a Haywood, throw in whoever. Just make it happen, Spo. But anyway, big win for the Miami Heat. That's all I have for this episode. Again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.